place, yes or no?
It is definitely a sexy place. It's got the upstairs, they have the horseshoe sandwich, which is an open-faced sandwich with fries on top and cheese sauce. Awesome. And then downstairs they've got the little hookah lounge.
Oh,
and
nice.
Tuesdays is Tuesday Booze Days. I know I can't say what the alcohol special is, but because they call it Tuesday Booze Days, you can be assured that it means cheap alcohol.
Yeah, and there's a reason why you can't say the price, because it's really, really,
because it's
a really, really good price.
Low.
Speaking of hookahs, I was at a place in Eureka a couple of Fridays ago, I think it was, and I saw like 3 dudes that were probably in their mid-60s hitting on a hookah.
I like it.
It was the weirdest thing in the world that I've ever seen. You know what I mean? 3 silver-haired men.
That makes you wonder, what are they smoking?
I smelled it, and I have had an occasion to smell marijuana in the past, and it wasn't that good of a smell. I mean, it wasn't that smell. So, all right, so every Tuesday you're in here at 3:30, and you talk about, love, sex, relationship advice, that kind of thing of the Tom and Jeff listeners. Other than that, we can hear you midnight to 6. And at the various promotions as well.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Oh, and the Sunday Night Ritual, too.
And the Sunday Night Ritual over at the Eyes.
Over at the Eyes. How's that going? Is that going pretty good?
It is now my favorite day of the week. I was a little bit worried, because Sunday nights, I don't know if people go out on Sunday nights, but it's been packed
a lot of industry people?
Mostly industry, a lot of industry people, and a lot of local bands, or just bands in general. I can't really say that they're all local.
Right,
but
just bands in general.
Just bands in general. So for the ladies, lots of attractive band dudes show up on Sunday nights. Take off Monday. Just do it.
And you're one to have liked the band dudes, right? Yeah, you're in on those,
If anybody
right?
has the keen eye for it, it's this girl, and I'm telling you, Sunday nights at the Oz is the place to be.
And you give out damn good advice, so let's get to it. How many you got? You got 2?
2.
Okay.
All right, Lux. I got a man, and I'm very happy with him. He's very good to me. He's a giving person. He's hot and has a good job. Here's the problem. I can't really finish with him.
Oh, no.
Feels awesome, and I totally get really close, if you know what I mean, but I normally get to the point where I have to reach down there and finish myself off.
Oh.
He doesn't mind, but I know he'd rather be able to do it himself. Thoughts, comments, suggestions, love you very much for being there for us girls.
Quickly, before you get to your answer, so women can have orgasms?
They can.
I mean, not that I really give a crap, but really, that's...
It is not a myth, but from what I did a little bit of research about this multiple years ago, because this is not the first time that somebody's asked me this question.
Right.
And I myself, when I was in my younger days and experimenting with love and the physical act of love, found that it's difficult for women. So this is not completely an uncommon thing. Do not feel like you're the only one on the planet, because that definitely is not true. Yeah. But it's mainly a mental thing, everybody's been telling me. From what I've read, it's a focus issue. And you have to be like 100% comfortable with the person, the situation, everything that's going on, and you have to be able to like really focus on the moment.
Right.
Don't be thinking about your shopping list tomorrow, or what you got to do later, or what he's thinking, and at this point, clearly, if you've been with him for a while, the pressure now, because you haven't been able to finish with him, you're feeling the pressure.
A lot of
anxiety.
times you're worried about if somebody's going to pull into the car wash behind you,
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, that would be, it weighs on your mind.
You don't want him to be, you're thinking, oh man, if I don't finish, then he's gonna feel bad about himself, and all that anxiety is making it all so much worse. So I recommend, if you're over 21, alcohol.
Right. I was going to say weed.
Yeah, or weed.
Weed, of course it's illegal to do, so
of course.
Once it becomes legal, then try weed, because it really would help.
And, focusing. Also, tell him exactly what you like. Do not, in my experience with men, none of them have been at all, upset with me being like, I like it like this, I want this done, I want it like fast, slow, hard, soft, do this.
Emphasis on this area, sure.
Yeah, most of the time, that really even makes things better for them. They like that. They like being told what to do.
And in speaking of, hey, they like that, my first thought when you read the line about I have to reach down and finish it myself, sounds kind of hot to me.
I was going to say, that sounds...
I understand how the guy would be like, hey, I would rather, I'm a man, I need to do this. I took off my white sunglasses to do this. Yeah. But if the girl needs to do it that way with the hand, kind of hot.
Yeah, kind of hot. But just, if you want him to help you out, then instruct him, tell him what you want to do, and do not fake it. Do not, because then he's going to think what he's doing is right, and he's going to continue to do it forever.
Right.
All right, number 2. How important do you think sexual attraction is in a marriage? A friend of mine is considering getting engaged to a man she thinks is perfect, except she's not that physically attracted to him. She's in her 30s and feels like he is the best man she's ever met, but is worried she'll end up in a sexless marriage. I believe that if she doesn't marry him, she won't meet anyone as good as he is in time to have children. Wow, that's really depressing to say about your friend.
Right, yeah, so it sounds like right away that she's settling.
I'm not married, so maybe you can shed more light on this, but I've always been a fan of sexual attraction. You just have to be. You don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that needs to be the number one thing, because lust is different than love,
Sure.
and definitely a strong friendship and a bond. Because when you are sicker than sick, when you are poorer than poor, and when you are down on your luck, lust is not going to help you.
Yeah, and the other thing is, if you go into a marriage not being sexually attracted to somebody, guess what's going to happen eventually?
It's not going to get any better.
Well, and you're going to be going somewhere else for it
Yes.
too. You know,
Or they will be.
or
And
they will. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you got to have the friendship, but you also got to have the physical attraction as well, or else you're setting yourself up for failure.
You don't
in
wanna
my mind.
resent-
But what do I know? Who am I to dole out
No.
marriage advice, for Christ's sake? You know.
I think
So.
you're a good judge.
Right, I'm so good
I
at
love
marriage.
your
I'm on my
wife.
second
Yeah.
one.
Ah.
Two.
Hey, you've learned a thing or two from the first one, did you not?
Not really. No.
Not really, no. I'm not in a marriage, so I can't really.
But you know what? Someday you will be.
And it will be somebody I love and lust for and consider to be the best friend.
Right, and I certainly hope you find that guy someday. No, I'm kidding. It's a joke. From the texter 48258, nothing sexier than hearing Lux talking about. Oh, I can't say that. Can't say
That's what I
that. Weed does help. Screw alcohol, but if she's drunk, she might throw up. Weed, you don't puke.
Ooh.
That's a good point. Weed, you're not going to puke. The alcohol, you might. I think is what they're trying to say.
All right.
That one I can't. No, she won't do that to you. And I can't ask that one either. All right, we're done here.
No,
Thank
I
you
know,
very
yeah.
much.
You're very welcome.
Midnight to 6 a.m. and every Sunday for the Sunday Night Ritual over at
The Oz.
The Oz. Thank you, ma'am. Much
You're very
appreciated. July 9th along with 311. These